I will be covering today how at Mamaearth we have been able to crack the whole retention as a problem and how we are able to increase the customer lifetime value in last couple of years. So just a quick intro. I think most of you know about Mamaearth. Just a quick intro. We are a brand for millennials, and started with a toxic-free aim to have a toxic-free product in the market, and started with the baby care as a brand. But we soon realized that getting a lot of customer feedback that in adult personal care market as well, people need toxic-free products. So we expanded to a lot more horizon, launched to a whole adult category of personal care as well, and that's why we stand. We stand for goodness. We stand for goodness inside, goodness in our heart, goodness in everything we do, as well as the product we cater to the customers. Coming to the challenges which the most of the D2C brands face today. First is increasing CAC. We guys already know that the CPMs from the most acquisition channels are Google and Facebook, and the CAC in these world are not decreasing. The CPMs are really high. If you narrow the targeting, then the CPMs are go beyond the limits. If you broaden the targeting, the CRs going low. So hence the CAC generally ranges to a very similar level of 300 to 1,000 depending on business to business. Hence, one of the major problem is CAC. So we can't reduce CAC. We can't really acquire more and more customers. Second is the repeat rate, returning customers. The repeat rate in the market as well is not also not that high. People are more centric. People are not brand royal. People are not centric to one of the channels. They switch to e-commerce. They switch to other channels. So we need to make sure that how we can increase the repeat rate. So these are the two major problems we generally face at a D2C brand. When we started, we were one of the early D2C brands, and we haven't thought that how this vision could be possible of making a successful, profitable D2C brand. So we focused on both the issues. First issue was on CAC, and second was on the retention. I will covering today how we have cracked the retention at Mamaearth. So what we have realized that a 5% increase in the retention rate will give you quite a good amount of profitability in the future. So focus on the retention rate need to be very, very high. As we proceed, we initially focused on launching new products, focused heavily on acquisition. But now when we are at a maturity stage, our half of the bandwidth, as well as our whole product and tech bandwidth is going on to how we can improve the retention in the market. And that's how we are aiming for. So the three main KPIs we want to drive and the three main KPIs we are aiming for. First is how we can increase the whole returning customer. If we acquire 100 customers, and if we are aiming that, okay, in next 6 months, how many customers are repeating? Maybe 50 customers. First metrics, we are tracking that. Second is if 50 customers are coming back in 6 months, how many orders they are placing? If they are placing 1.1 order, 1.2 orders, so from the 50 customers, if you can as many orders as possible, 60, 70. And thirdly, how we can increase the average order value. If a customer is placing a 600, 700, 800 rupees order, at least increase by 10% in maybe next 6 months. So these are the three main KPIs we are aiming for. And we have decided a framework how to increase that the lifetime value by these three KPIs. So first was improving delivery rate. So when we are communicating from our CRM channels like push, email, SMS, the delivery rate matters a lot. If the cheapest channel, which I think we already know that is a push notification, if the delivery rate is not right, you need to communicate from the another expensive channel like SMS, WhatsApp, and then afterwards Google and Facebook. And we really can't spend our money heavily on requiring repeat customers again from those channels. So first, we want to fix our delivery rate. So we did a lot of push amplification and we have seen that the uplift in the delivery rate was 80% in 6 months only. And that's how we were able to make sure that when we are sending some communication to the customers, the delivery rate is high and we are able to reach to the maximum lot of customers as possible. Same we did with the email. So hence we know that, okay, our ground is fixed, and we know that if we are executing some strategy, we are able to get maximum out of the strategies as well. Second is the personalization. So with extensive research in the market, extensive thinking and learning from our customers, we decided that we need to have some personalization journey in place, and we need to define lever for that. So we decided 3 levers. First is customer life cycle. So what's the stage of the customer, whether it's a guest walk-in, साइन इन कस्टमर है, कस्टमर ने फर्स्ट ऑर्डर प्लेस करा है, सेकंड नहीं करा है, रिपीट कस्टमर है, व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ ऑर्डर्स ही हैज ऑलरेडी प्लेस्ड इन द पार्ट, अगर रिपीट भी है तो डॉर्मेंट है, पोटेंशियली डॉर्मेंट है, मे बी भूल गया है मामाअर्थ को, 1 साल पहले ऑर्डर प्लेस किया था. Whether the and second part is the e-commerce journey. So which pages the customer is visiting, what sort of product he has left in the cart, what sort of category pages he has visited, what sort of products he has bought in the past. So all those things we are trying to incorporate in our e-commerce journey. And lastly, what channel we need to communicate to the customer, whether he is responsive on app, web, app notification, SMS, WhatsApp, or maybe via paid channels like Google and Facebook. So all those things we try to personalize for our customers. So these are the 3 buckets. There are endless permutation combinations from these buckets. And we try to make sure that we test those permutation and combination, and we try to optimize the customer journeys. Based on these 3 levers, we try to personalize the communication. So suppose if a customer is a guest walk-in and is coming and he has visited the category page and not proceeded to a product page and is more responsive to the app, what sort of customer journey need to be there, or what sort of communication we need to send to the customer? So that type of personalization started doing. So with few hypotheses, we started building those journeys and we tested out, okay, whether the X communication will work, whether this channel will work, and we started measuring based on the various frameworks. So talking about frameworks again, so this is one of the tests we done on the abandoned cart users. So we started realizing, initially we used to measure onto the classical attribution framework of UTMs. So started seeing that on UTMs we might be seeing X uplift, but overall revenue is not trending that high. So we change our whole framework to incrementality. Let's measure if you're sending some communication, what sort of incremental users are coming, and what sort of incremental revenue we are getting from those users, and what is the incremental ROI. Let's not evaluate based on the type of link clicks you are getting, the type of link conversions you are getting. So we shifted to incremental conversions, and hence uplift started coming to place. So that was the first win for us. We exactly knew, okay, for what type of communication, what type of incremental conversions or the incremental repeat rate we were getting. Second, we decided that uplift we might get over a period of time, maybe 1 month, 1 week, 2 weeks of running that journey. But we need to make sure that we have some early indicator in place. So we decided to test a couple of journeys and to do some regression analysis to identify what sort of incremental lift can be placed and what type of KPI can be taken to make sure that this is the early indicator for me. I can't really rely on uplift after 2 weeks. I need some KPI on day 1. So we started judging CTR on that, and we set some factor. If my CTR has increased of a journey X by suppose 10% or 20% or 30% or 100%, what should be the factor of incrementality on the revenue? So suppose for few of the journeys I know that there is only a 10% factor. If my CTR increases by 100%, the incrementality will increase by 10%. So those type of combinations started doing in play. So I know that what type of journey should I increase CTR for, what sort of journeys which where should I place more bets. And that sort of incremental framework we started building on by using the CTR as one of the early indicators. As a result, you can see that the repeat rate in 30 days, we started increasing from around 13 to 14% to around 18 to 20%. So that's of 30 days. We aim for 30 days incrementality. If a customer is coming acquired in day 1, in next 30 days, how many customers are repeating? And using this personalization and the incrementality framework, we started seeing those results in 30 days as well. Why have we chosen 30 days? The ultimate truth is maybe 6 months or 12 months, depending on type of business you are running. We chose 30 days, but because we have seen the correlation that if a customer is coming again in 30 days, probability of the customer retaining from Mamaearth for next 6 to 12 months increases by 2x. And hence we aim for 30 days. अगर 30 days crack कर लिया तो बाकी जर्नी हम crack आराम से कर सकते हैं. Next is pushing AOV. So हमने उसमें 2 चीजें ट्राई करी. तो पहला तो था ऑफर बेस्ड स्ट्रेटेजी हम ट्राई करते हैं, which is classically I think Amazon, Flipkart also do in place. So tiered base offer pricing. So 499 पे अगर 10% off है तो how we can increase the offer if a customer is purchasing more. Second is onto the cashback offers. Since cashback we provide in our own wallet, if a customer is using cashback and as offer, the liability of that customer coming again increases, and hence we try to give more and more cashback offers. Second, we know that both for as a product feedback as well as the product to actually works with the customer needs to use as a regime. So if a face wash need to be used earlier than and before using some cream or serum, and after that a toner need to be used. So started pushing regime more, and hence we made sure that our regime contribution started increasing from 5% to 20%. Both these customers has a good feedback in the market because they are getting good results, as well as the word of mouth also started increasing for us. Lastly, which customer need to be pitched with what offer, what regime, what product, we are doing personalization, and based on those personalization, we are pushing that offer. Okay, so both these parts we are pushing AOV into the eyes of the customers. And hence, this is the framework which we are working for. What next we are trying to do? First is we are working onto the WhatsApp as a framework. So this is the whole personalization journey we have again introduced, and we are planning to implement, or we have implemented half of it. And we need to make sure that WhatsApp as a communication also being used. Currently, it's being hardly leveraged by 10% of our journeys. So we need to make sure that how we can use WhatsApp as a journey, and how we can make sure that we increase penetration and the connection of the user by WhatsApp as well. So this is one of the journeys flow we are trying to implement by Moengage, and I think in next couple of weeks we'll go live with it.